see you guys came with some spice today. Nothing wrong with that. So Skynet says that she wants to hook up with her Sneaky Link's wife. Have you asked them, or does she even know about you? That's my next question. Does she even know about you? Because if she doesn't know about you, it's probably gonna be a hard no. A dude I used to see called me 9 times the other day. Haven't spoken to him since. He lied about his ex. Oh yeah, you don't want to spin the block for that. You know, honestly, I'm saving girls from POS. Speak up, girls. Sucias to the 10th power. Don't be messing and sleep with the married men. Where you answer his questions. Yes, I'm gonna get into the questions right now. I got them all loaded up. We're gonna get into them, but people had some spicy tea, and they've been telling me about it. So Kiko, she's like, what's going on? We're gonna get into the questions. Also, if you guys haven't checked it out, Toxico Scents, red flag for women. After midnight for men. There's more women scents coming soon too. So if you haven't, I have it linked on my TikTok shop as well. And if you, Bell's Beauty, if you could let them know where you can get it, because I can't say it because I'll get taken off TikTok, where you can get it outside of, I mean, I'm not saying you can, where they're available, but TikTok shop, they're right there. If you guys want to, hey, shout out to everyone who has purchased them. I appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome. I'm here. What's up, Bust Those Loops? I see you, girl. Support is a. I appreciate you. The guy I was dating said he needed space and he would call me at the end of the week. No response. Miss Mel, the guy, she says, the guy I was dating said he needed space and he would call me at the end of the week. No response. Now, were you guys arguing? Were you guys fighting? Like, what is going on there? If anything, give them space and just be like, have fun, go at it. My number's probably going to be changed, or your number's probably going to be blocked. But hey, have all the space you need. Because if something were to happen, say you guys were arguing or whatever, I understand taking a few hours, maybe even a day, like to cool down and then come back to talk. But saying like, hey, don't, he said we're moving fast. Yeah, I don't, moving fast doesn't mean you need space. Moving fast is like, oh shit, okay, maybe we are moving a little too fast. Let's slow down. But yeah, that already, how long have you been talking to him, Miss Mel? That's my next question. Don't waste time on men like that. Life is short as fuck. Hell no, he's seeing other people. Probably. I've been talking to a young man for 4 months. We haven't met. All we do is text, no phone calls, no FaceTime. What should I do? 4 months, girl? It's time to move on. Okay? Because if you haven't met in 4 months and you guys no phone calls, no FaceTimes, he's probably married. Okay? And he's bored and he messages you. Okay? Like a month and a half. What's up, bro? What's up, 4gen catfish? It could also be a catfish if they haven't messaged you or called you. But back to the single life forever. Oh shit, 4gen. Sorry it didn't work out. Things happen. This time I'm staying single. Hey, this time, 4gen. This is what I need you to do. For the next, I don't want to hear that you got into a relationship until at least August, September. I better not hear, hey, I'm talking to another girl. 4gen. I'm telling you right now, we're going to take some months off. We're going to take some time. We're going to focus on ourselves. Okay, so I don't want to hear that you got into another relationship until September, August. Okay, I've been going on God's side and my money and trying to get my CDL. See, that's what I like to hear. Focus on that. They never say the truth. 4gen, I'm in hibernation too. See, yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking a few months, like 6, a year, and just focusing on yourself. Know your worth. Absolutely. Trust me, bro, I am taking your advice. Hey, that's what I like to hear. Okay, that's what I like to hear. All right, so we're going to get into the questions. You guys sent a bunch of questions in. For those that don't know, to send questions, I always post it on my stories on IG, the anonymous thing. And then you guys can send anonymous questions there, and then we put them on here and we answer them there. So, and I only put that right before the new month comes in. So, February is already closed off. So if you want to ask questions for April or March, be following me on IG. Okay. But also TikTok shop. I finally got approved. The other scents are getting approved too. They're coming. Don't worry. Nay, what's up, girl? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? All right, so let's get into the question. I met a guy at work. He said he was separated, but living at home as her, cause with her, she didn't have it together. Later, I found out she was the moneymaker, and he didn't like it. He compares me to her. She divorced him after she found out about me. I thought she was crazy based off of the story, but now, see, and this is what I mean. Always take what they say with a grain of salt. Always take. They can be like, oh, I'm only living with her because she can't leave her. No. The moment I would have heard I'm still living at home with my ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, well, like whatever. That's a no for me. I'm out, dog. Because they're gonna tell you that, oh yeah, it's nothing serious. You know, it's just there. We're basically roommates, and low key they're still together. You know, they're still smashing, they're still doing things. And so that to me already is like, I'm good. Hit me up when you guys separate, right? Because imagine, like, I get it. You want to believe people. You want to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? But I've never been with somebody who was like, oh, we have to live together. No, I've always felt like a weird type of way about that, because how do I know you guys aren't hooking up? Yeah, you can tell me this and that, but I've seen people live together that are still hooked up, still are, they're not even trying to separate, you know? So that's why I'm saying, if they tell you, hey, I live at home with my ex-wife or ex whatever, be like, cool, figure your guys' situation out, figure it out. But I can't do this, you know, just because, you know, that's one of the big things that I have, you know, because yeah, you're not gonna make me look dumb, you know, because that, and I'm sure that's how a lot of you guys feel afterwards, you know, like when you find out something like that, you're like, fuck, like I feel like an idiot, you know, like why did I believe him? You wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, and it didn't work out. So that's why I'm saying, that's a big thing for me. Like one of my boundaries, one of my like huge, like if I hear that, red flag, you know, as soon as I hear that, this comes out, boom, red flag. Okay. So, but to each their own. I'm just saying me. You asked me the question. And he also compares, the whole comparing, you know, the whole that he's the moneymaker. All these lies. On top of that, he lied to you about what was going on at home. He lied to you about their financial status, you know, that all this other stuff. Yeah, no. And then compares you to her. Come on, move on. Could it be a pattern if a guy hooks up with girls at work? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because there's those one guys that just wait for new girls. They're usually the ones that been there like for a while. They usually like girls come and go, right? And so and if you know that they've hooked up with everybody else that's worked there, why don't you think that you're next? Or he's gonna try to attempt it. You're just gonna be another number on his list. Boom, mark it, and let's go. And that's why, like we talked about it yesterday too, avoid the workplace. You know, and I get it. Some people spend the majority of their time at work and then they go to the gym. I understand that. If you're going to ask me where you should look for somebody, look at the gym. Don't do it at work, because it's easy to get a new gym membership, switch gyms, you know, go somewhere else, go to a different time compared to where you work at. Because if things get awkward at work, you know, you got to go to work every day. It's harder getting another job than getting a new gym membership. So I get it. People want to meet people, but avoid the workplace, because it's a lot of toxic drama there. People that are married hooking up with other people in relationships hooking up with other people just hopping in between everybody, like between lunch breaks, everybody's, you know, switching turns. So just avoid the workplace and avoid Coworkers should just be coworkers. Don't shit where you sleep. Absolutely. They should just be coworkers. Okay. All right. Next question. Is it possible to have a great chemistry with and without S after 7 years of no S? I feel complete and I crave completely and I crave S more often now to the point I love his all over me. Hold on. Is it possible to have great chemistry with or without with and without S after 7 years of no S? Girl, 7 years? I don't think that you're like, I think you got to the point where you just never got it. So you're like, okay, and you're willing to deal with it. Because let me have a poll real quick. Could you guys go 7 years without being intimate? Give me a yes or a no. You know, and still feel like great in a relationship. It's a no for me, dog. It's definitely a no. No, 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 hell no, 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 hell no, F no, no, no. No, 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 no. Beauty style, nope, nope, nope. 7 years, nope. In a relation, nope, no. S O no, hell no, nope. See, not one yes. So I think you're just getting used to it. And that's why you asked the question. No, it's not okay to go 7 years to not be hooking up with somebody, right? Everybody craves that intimacy. Everybody wants that connection. Everybody, like, people want to feel sexy. People want to feel wanted by their person, you know, and it actually creates more resentment than anything. And if you feel like you're getting it, like, it's okay, 7 years, it's because you're trying to say it's okay that we haven't been intimate in 7 years. It's okay. Like, it's fine. We still have great chemistry. Like, he's a great father or whatever the case. No, absolutely not. And then you said now you crave his liquid kids all over you. You're craving for that intimacy. That's what you're doing. That's what you're craving for. You want, like, and so you want that freakier and like the craziest things maybe you think of. You crave it. You want it. Somebody probably brushes by you at the grocery store and it's a guy and you're just like, you know, like, it could probably be at that level. So no, absolutely not one person said yes. Not one. So that'll go to show you that that's not normal. 7 years without being intimate is a definitely no. The only time you should, like, maybe you got to the age, because somebody said maybe after 55, but I would say a little bit older, because there's I don't know if you guys saw that video that I shared on IG of homie in the group home. It looks like he still gets down. Okay. But I understand, like, later on in life when it just, you know, it's not happening anymore. Maribel, ¿cómo estás? How are you? All right, let me get into the next question. My ex cheated on me and somehow convinced me it was my fault, and I believed him. See, that's the whole narcissistic gaslighting shit. You know, they'll go do something like cheat, and then depending on the guy, some people are good. See, yep, my ex did this to me. Some guys are good at it, to make you believe that it was your fault for what they did, you know? And so you'll be like, fuck, like, maybe it is me. Maybe if I would have been like this, he wouldn't have done it. Maybe if I did this, he wouldn't have done it, you know? And I get it. It's hard when you're in it, right? It's hard when you're in it, because right now people are like, oh, like, how did you not know? Like, why would you believe it? It's different when you're in a situation compared to looking outside, you know, from the outside looking in. So that's why, like, I understand, like, some people get to the point where they're, like, really brainwashed. They actually believe all the shit that people say. Like, for example, you got cheated on and then he made it seem like it was your fault that he did that. No, absolutely not. You know, there's other people right here. Yes, that's what happened to me. She said he was keeping messages because she didn't want to hide anything from me. See, what are we talking about? Oh, we're answering questions. Yep. He said that to me in front of my cousin on FaceTime. See, absolutely not. If they cheated, they chose to step out of your guys' relationship. And most of the time, it's probably both of your guys' fault. If not, just one-sided, right? Because sometimes when some relationships, they just get comfortable or nobody's putting in effort, things like this happen. But then there's also relationships where maybe you were great, right? I'm trying to play all sides here. Maybe you were being great, and then he still, like, he has a lot of things going on in his head and he decided to step out. But then he wants to blame you and convince you that it was your fault. It was because you weren't taking care of him, maybe, or something like that, or you were treating him a certain way. Now, like, hopefully you're able to watch this video, watch this live, and hopefully you're in here. I don't know. But that is not okay. For him to cheat on you and then to make it seem like it's your fault. That is not okay. Not at all. So, and I would think about what else is he telling you, or what else is he telling you, or like trying to get you to believe, right? Oh, the reason I act like this is because of you. The reason I do this is because of you. Because yeah, it's cheating, but I'm pretty sure he does it in a bunch of other areas too. So that's a definitely red flag right there. And he's gonna try to do the same thing, but with everybody, with everything, with cheating, or maybe like he's flirting with somebody, talking to somebody, meeting up with somebody. His bad behavior, he's gonna make it seem like it's your fault, and that's why he's doing it. So no, absolutely. Manipulation at its finest, absolutely. She needs therapy, and hopefully they are divorced now. Absolutely. Therapy goes a long way. Therapy goes a long way. And so that's the best thing you can do. So just saying. All right, next question. I'm stuck in a situationship and I don't know how to leave without breaking my own heart. I think you may be breaking your own heart by staying, because you're holding on to something that may not happen, right? A relationship that's probably not going to happen. You're living with this, maybe you romanticize this person in your head and you thinking that it's going to lead somewhere. But if it got to the point where you're like, it's just a situation, I just don't want to leave because it's going to break your heart, it's going to hurt worse later on, and it's going to hurt regardless. Separations, heartbreaks, they suck. They don't feel great. No matter how you want to put it. Even if you guys have been, having like a toxic relationship or something like that, separation sucks, right? Like, it doesn't feel great. But at that point, when you know this person is not going to give you the relationship that you're looking for, wanting to be serious with you, there's somebody out there who will give you that relationship. Does want to treat you great. But you just haven't found them because you're stuck on this guy. And I would rather go through a separation season, heartbreak season, than to be living in a relationship you don't know what's going to happen. And you don't even know if he wants to take you serious. Because if he actually wanted to take you serious, you guys would have been serious. And that's why I always tell people, if you're in a situationship over a year, he's probably not trying to take you serious, to be honest. I got a freaking hair in my... All right, let's get into the next one. Sucks, but you have to. Absolutely. Hi, babes. Hopes everyone's having a wonderful Monday. What's up, Mari? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Hannah. What's up, girl? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? All right, next question. This one. I found messages on his phone, and he swore it was nothing. I stayed. Was that stupid? Well, yeah, if you ended up finding out that he was cheating. Like, if you ended up finding out he was cheating, or even flirty messages, or when those messages were not appropriate. Flirting with the other person, maybe sending like like we should meet up, or joking around, stuff like that. No, absolutely not. Because you saw those messages, and that's where it usually starts. It starts with the like, it starts with the message, it starts with a friendly conversation, right? That's where it usually starts. And then it leads up to like, let's just meet up. I need somebody to talk to. It can go a bunch of different ways, but that's where it starts, messages. So if you saw messages and you stayed, you have to remember, like, what else is he hiding from you? Or that's the beginning stages of, he may potentially try to meet up with somebody. And also, what did those messages say? Because if there was intention there in the messages and you stayed, you have to remember, if you would have never caught him, he probably would have, whatever was going on between them, would have gone on further. Maybe they did meet up. Maybe they did hook up. And the only reason it didn't happen was because you found the messages. So it may have stopped him for a little bit. But what makes you think that he's not going to do it later on? I found a text one time where it said they miss you at work and I miss our morning coffees, and he didn't know her name or know her name. Leave. See, it's like little things like that. There's no. And that's why I also don't agree with the whole work wives, work husbands things. Nah, you have coworkers, not work wives, because I would not be okay with my girl saying that she has a work husband, and vice versa. I'm sure she wouldn't like me saying, "Hey, she's my work wife." No, it's always a fucking coworker. So no, absolutely not. Always pay. Like, remember, both have to work. This isn't the 50s anymore. You have to remember, that's where it starts, is a message. And the only reason it may have stopped for the moment is because you caught them. You know, who knows? They might try again. You just don't know. And see, once that trust is broken, you know, it's always going to live in the back of your head. Being like, oh, well, he was doing it before. What makes you think he's not doing it now, right? See, in my head I go to worst case scenario right away. I only text my guy workers for help. The girls, we giggle. Yeah, see, like, I understand. There's a difference between talking to your coworker about work. And there's a difference between talking to your coworker about things that have nothing to do with work. So, yep, that's the reason. Or they still don't doing it differently. Check for a second phone. Yeah, and that's why, like, when people get caught cheating too, right? When people get caught cheating, they're like, oh, I didn't mean to do it. I regret it. Do they really? Because the only reason they may have stopped was because you caught them, right? And if you would have never caught them, they might have continued to do what they were doing. So same thing with the phone. Like, you catch them sending messages. The only reason they may have stopped for the moment is because you caught them. They regret getting caught. Absolutely. So absolutely. And you know what you shouldn't regret, Bellsby? Toxico sent. No, I'm just. All right. Next question. Where is it at? My ex only wants me when I'm finally moving on, and it messes with my head. Oh, he sees you healing, he sees you doing better, and then guess what? He's like, oh no, like, they can't be better off without me. Let me spin the block. I want some of that, like, or they don't want you to move on. They don't want you to be happy without them, because sometimes that's another reason why some people already, like, or they spin the block, is because they feel like you can't be happy, or you shouldn't be happy without them. And so, and especially if you're still trying to go through a healing phase and you still feel some sort of connection to them, some guys know that there's still something there, and they just have to come back around, and then they'll feed you all this hope, and you believe them, and then they'll end up doing the same shit, maybe breaking up with you, leaving you, ghosting you, whatever the case. You know, and some guys are so used to doing that, so they just keep doing that, and they know they can do that. So, if you're healing in a good place and moving on, and he wants to spin the block and come around, that's when you let him know, be like, hey, this ain't gonna happen. And then if he doesn't stop, then guess what? You block him. You block you stop messaging them at all, you know, because they're gonna keep trying. Because I've seen plenty of guys spin the block. I'm single again. Oh, Hannah, see, everybody's breaking up. What is going on? 4th Gen came in here saying he was single now. Ohana's like, I'm single now. Jen's like, I'm single now. Everybody's single now. uh, I mean, it must. The holidays are over. The holidays are over, and I guess it's time. you know, he was toxic. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of people like for being single. Mermaid lady singles too. Jesus, right before Valentine's Day, everybody's just single. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying like it sucks that you guys have to go through that because, I mean, even when you're talking to somebody and you guys separate, it's not fun. You know, you're like, oh, like I thought we were gonna have something. Uh, Family too nosy. I'm single. I just broke up with my man. Jessica single too. Should I send him a message or just leave it? About taking time, or send him a message. Be like, you know what? Like, if it's to the point where because Mel, you have to remember, you're a month and a half in. I think you said a month and a half in to a new relationship, and you guys are already taking space. You know, it's already starting off super bumpy. Most relationships should start off super great. Puppy love phase, honeymoon phase. And then eventually it dies down maybe a little bit, but it shouldn't be the opposite way. Be right back, everybody. Oh, so Ohana, it was on TikTok shop. If you look at it right now, I got car scents that I'm selling. All the girl scents or all the scents are gonna be available on TikTok shop soon. I'm just waiting on the lab to send me the sheets so I can submit them and they can all be available. But if you click the little link over here, you can get them right there. And also, there's another place where you can. I just can't say it because I can do this though. I can do this. I can do that. All right, hold on. Let me get into the next question. That's where all the scents are at. All right. Now I gotta find where I'm at. Where am I at? Sorry, I lost my spot after. Oh, this one. He says he likes me, but his action don't match his words. And see, that right there should be telling you that's how he feels. Because words are just words. Words are just words. You know, the actions is what tells you exactly how he feels towards you. The actions tell you exactly how somebody feels towards you because when you like somebody and you're into somebody, you're going to be putting in effort. Effort is in like talking with this person, meeting up with this person, going on a date, even if it's just like for a walk, a coffee date, whatever the case, you know, because I can easily tell somebody, I'm going to treat you like a queen. Like you're the one that I love X, Y, and Z, right? But then my actions don't say that because that's how I actually feel is the actions. Because if I really did love you so much, I would be trying, you know, and doing things. So that's why, like Angelica says, just sit back and watch. Be like, oh, okay, that's cool. If they tell you something, but let's see how they actually treat you, you know, because that right there, how they treat you, is going to show you and tell you exactly how they feel towards you. Don't listen to this. Stop listening to that. It's not gonna get you anywhere. Because people can really have a way with their words, and they can sell you on a dream. They can sell you on a fantasy so easily, and you want to believe it. And trust me, I get it. People want to believe it. They want to fall in love. There's lover girls, they're lover boys. You know, they want to believe it, but sometimes it ends up hurting them because they believed it so much and then the dude ended up dipping out. So that's why take it with a grain of salt. Just chill out a little bit. Let them show you that they actually mean it that way. Okay. All right. Next question. Why do relationship things but he says he's not ready to commit. Damn, you guys are going through it right now. It's the season. People are breaking up and you guys are going through it. So we do relationships things, but he says he's not ready to commit. Girl, you are just a placeholder. You are just a situationship. You are Mrs. Temporary because he wants all the benefits of a woman in a relationship, like available for him to take out on dates, hang out, hook up, just everything. But the actual responsibility of like treating you good, making sure that you know, showing actions towards you, titles, having titles with each other. Like he wants everything but the title, right? Because he wants again, it could be for different reasons, but one reason is that they want an easy out if something else comes along. You know, if somebody else comes along and technically they're not in a relationship, he can go and talk to her. He can go be with her. So you just got to be careful, because if he tells you, let's just go with the flow, I'm not ready to commit, let's see where things go, you know, let's just be friends for right now, it's a lot of excuses, right? Because she's not the only one. Probably, you know, you're probably not the only one either. You know, he could be telling this to other people, or he could be trying to pursue the one he actually wants, but she doesn't want him, you know, because that also tends to happen as well. So if you're looking for a serious relationship, somebody to be serious with, that's not him, right? Because he's telling you he's not going to give you that. So it would be just better to stop hoping that it turns into that and just leaving that situation and finding somebody who actually wants to be in something serious. Because there's people out there who absolutely do want to, you know, but you haven't found them because you're still with this dude that doesn't want anything serious. He's willing to give you everything except for the title and the time, meaning he can choose to leave when he wants. Absolutely. Why do men always say that there is someone better than us, but then comes back? That's another way of trying to make you jealous or make you feel a type of way, maybe even to get you to chase them, because that's not okay. Someone telling you, oh, there's somebody better out there, you know, but they constantly come back to you. Obviously, there's not, because he comes back to you. Some guys say some dumb shit. And here's the thing too, if he tells you that and then leaves and then comes back and you take him back, you're letting him get away with that stuff. You're letting him tell you, be disrespectful towards you, go and do whatever he wants, and then comes back, and it's okay because you take him back. So don't be taking people back. No. Like once they leave, be like, you left to go choose somebody else, go choose that person. You're teaching him how to treat you. Absolutely. You know, it's basically saying it's okay that you do that because I'm going to let you come back. And no, absolutely the fuck not. All right, next question. I caught him cheating and he said it wasn't physical, but it still destroyed me. Oh, it absolutely is going to destroy you, girl. Because cheating, whether it's physically or emotionally, it fucks you up. You know, it's going to affect you mentally, because now you're going to, and especially if it came out of nowhere. Like you didn't know that they were doing it, because you're like, I thought we were good. Like, what did I do? Was it me? Is he not attracted to me? Does he even love me? Does he love her? Like all these things are going through your head, and it breaks that trust. And that trust is never going to be the same after that too. That's why, like, I don't understand how some people can go back to somebody who cheated on them, because that trust will never be the same again. It's always going to lead. They may be able to forgive the person, but being able to trust them again, no. Because I know somebody who cheated on his wife, and trust me, she don't trust his ass anymore. She forgave him, which I don't know why, but Hey, to each their own, but absolutely does not trust him because that man has to report like he's in school or something. And I wouldn't even want to live like that either, like having to report everything. Yeah. So, but like I said, physical cheating, emotional cheating, they'll destroy you in many of the same ways and different ways too, because emotional cheating, just the feeling that this person was talking to somebody else behind your back for who knows how long, having conversations that they should have had with you, deep conversations they should have had with you, it messes you up. It really messes you up. So that's why I get it. And most people, after getting cheated on, need some sort of, I would say it's highly recommended getting some sort of therapy or counseling afterwards, because it's going to mess you up in ways you didn't think it's going to mess you up. And then that trauma, that hurt, that pain might bleed over to your next relationship, the next, whoever you talk to next. And it could ruin that relationship too, because you're still living hurt from what happened in the past. Can you come back from betrayal? I mean, I'm sure people can forgive, but betrayal, I don't think I would be able to trust somebody the same. Like if you're talking about partner wise, like this is your partner, I don't think I would be able to trust them the same way ever again. And I don't think I would want to be with somebody who I don't trust, because like I said, that just, it fucks you up in your head. I'm a huge overthinker, and I think of a lot of things in my head, like overthink things. And so I know that would really fuck me up a lot. So I would rather go through a heartbreak, because even outside of relationships, right? I've had people betray me and I cut them off because I just don't want those type of people around me, because if they did it one time, what makes you think they're not going to do it again? And then the only reason they probably stopped is because they got caught. They could have continued to, do stuff behind your back, but they only stopped because you caught them. So, and see, that's another thing that fucks me up. Like, so this would have kept going if I would have never caught what was going on, right? And see, like that adds another layer to it. And I would start thinking about that. Like, if I would have never caught them, would this keep going? Is there other people? Was this the only person? How many times before this? Because most people are only gonna admit to what they got caught for. If you caught them cheating one time, they're gonna admit to the one time. They're not gonna be like, by the way, we met up like 5 other times. Just saying. And not only 5 other times, there was another girl too. They're not gonna tell you. They're only going to admit, if they admit to it, because some people deny. They're only gonna admit to what they got caught for. So, and see, that's another thing. Like, now my head will go like, was there somebody else? Is there somebody else? Like, yeah. See, you see how my head would just spiral out of control. That's why I would rather just go through the pain of a separation, a heartbreak, or a divorce, than live like that, because that's not healthy. Because that's gonna lead to anxiety, stress, maybe depression. It's gonna lead to a whole bunch of things that I don't want. And a heartbreak is only temporary. He told me he cheated in his past. I decided to let him go. See, that's a solid move, right? Because if he's a known cheater, and you're like, I don't want to be another victim, that's an okay move. I approve of that, because you just never know. Like, what if they end up cheating on you too? Because he clearly told you he cheated in his past, and you're like, well, I'm different. He's not gonna cheat on me. And then guess what? Cheats on you. So if they're a known cheater, and he's clearly telling you, Ohana says, good job, sis. Good job. All right, let's get into the next one. My ex moved on in a month. I'm still broken. What is wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. at all. Okay, some people just take longer to heal. And him moving on so quickly, again, it depends on your guys' relationship. If you guys were together for a long time and then he decided to leave and then he moved on super fast, he probably was talking to her beforehand. Again, maybe, I don't know. But people heal at different time periods. So if it was like a shorter type of relationship and you guys separated and you're going through like a heartbreak and maybe he wasn't really invested into the relationship, right? And so to him it didn't hit as hard. You know what I mean? Because I made that I think I talked about it yesterday or the last live. I can't remember. But when I talked about when I was talking to somebody and I wasn't really feeling them and they were feeling me, obviously. And to them, it hurt them more, but I was able to just keep doing my thing, like no problem, because I wasn't really invested into that whole situation. You know, I was just like, it was nothing there. It was nothing serious. We had only talked for maybe a month, right? And then after that, I was just like, well, I really didn't build no connection here. There was nothing there. So I ended up just doing my thing, right? So again, we need a little bit more context with that. But regardless, healing is healing. People take different time to heal. And it may suck because I'm pretty sure it's happened to you guys too. Is like when you were with somebody for a while and then you guys break up. And then say, even if you guys were separated for a while, when you see them out or you hear of them being out or with somebody else, it makes you feel like a little something, right? Not like I think it's more of reality setting in that you guys aren't together, right? You guys like are done. Because I felt like that before, but never to the point where like I need to get him back. It just, you know, they just move on and it's almost like a reality setting in, being like, okay, like this is like for real, moving on and stuff like that. But the only time I felt like that was long time ago. But it could also be that too, you know, like it takes time to heal. So that's why like it's important to know like how long you guys been together, because if you guys were only together for a month, maybe he romanticized the whole thing, love bombed you in the beginning, so you thought that something great was gonna happen, and then he ends up cutting it off, he moves on, and you're just like, what happened? So does the contact zero really worked? What do you mean zero contact? Does that really work? Like zero contact, how? Like what do you mean by that? Okay, that's my next question for that one. All right, let me get into another one. I keep choosing emotionally unavailable people and I don't know why. Well, first of all, where are you finding these guys? You know, maybe stop looking for the same type. Maybe even if you keep finding like similar people, take some time. Don't date anybody, because maybe that's what's making you look for what's familiar, you look for what's like what you've had in the past, because typically that's what a lot of people do is like they'll find somebody else who's like similar, they'll find somebody else who's similar, right? Because they are used to that, they know that. So I would just recommend, just based off of that question, is that you need to take some time for yourself, because if you keep choosing emotionally unavailable people, it's something else is going on, right? Need to see the patterns and red flags, absolutely. So maybe just taking some time off from dating, and there's nothing wrong with taking 6 months, a year off, nothing wrong with that. But you actually have to commit to it. Nothing like, oh, I'm gonna take like those people who post, I'm gonna be single forever. A couple weeks later, they're in a relationship, right? They're just saying they're just crying out loud, basically. Not really crying, but they're just like, oh, I don't want to be single, is what I see. When someone's like, I'm gonna be single forever, it's like, why does this keep happening? Because for the most part, everybody wants to have a person, right? People want to have somebody who's gonna be there for them, be loyal, be spontaneous, be fun, be passionate, like all this stuff. People like that, People want that. You know, I want that. I'm not afraid to be like, yeah, I want that too. But also at the same time, like, uh, a lot of like shit happens, you know, and people go into hibernation. Absolutely, Bella's Beauty, hibernation time, you know, and especially summer's coming around the corner. Get that summer bod ready. That way, like you can go out there and just have fun. Take some time to heal. Get that summer bod ready. Nothing wrong with that. But if you keep finding the same people over and over, either change where you're finding these people. Or give somebody different a chance that you normally don't give a chance to. Maybe that nice guy that you keep ignoring. Maybe give him a chance. I don't know. You know, that could work. Or just take a few months off from dating. Oh shit, he's calling me right now. Hold on. Hopefully KG jumps in. He's calling me right now. KG Candies. I'll call you back. Hopefully you jump in the live. I'll call you back. Nope. That bit me in my ass. Yeah, see, like, I would just say take some time. Take some time and do you. Because that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Like when after my long relationship, I was like, I am not gonna, well, it took me a while. It wasn't after my long relationship. It was after I had tried dating after that, but it was like failed relationship. And then finally I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I was like, I'm not gonna date anybody. I never said for how long. I just said, I'm going to take some time for me. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to do my thing, right? And then that's where everything else came out of, like my business, the podcast, the social media, all that came from just focusing on me, right? And that ended up being close to 3 years, to be honest. But, you know, but it was healing that I needed, right? Instead of finding the same freaking toxicas that I was finding. Because it was one toxica after another toxica and another toxica and another one. Like, she has problems, daddy issues, resentment issues, jealousy. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like a bunch of things, and I'm like, what the fuck? How am I choosing all these fucking fucked up girls? So that's why, like, it take some time off. Trust me, you'll love it. Joanne, what's up, girl? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? All right, let me get into the next question. Which one did I just read? Because I'm only, what time is it? 7:55? All right. No, I can do a couple more. My ex only contacts me when their new relationship starts failing. And see, you should not be a backup option. You know that you're a backup option because you're like, the moment his relationship starts failing, guess what? Starts hitting me up. And if you know that is happening, like, don't allow yourself. First, yeah, exactly, Monica. First of all, why do they still have your number and they're not blocked if you know this keeps happening? Don't let yourself be that person. Right? Because I'm sure they'll be like, oh my God, like, you never believe what happened. And you're like, oh, it's okay. Like, you're a great person. No, if that's you, stop. Because you're his, like, fallback. And then he's like, do you want to go to dinner? Okay. I feel bad for him because he got treated like, no. You're letting yourself be someone he can just message when he's, like, failing and stuff like that. And then guess what? He ends up maybe selling you on this dream. Maybe you guys hook up and stuff like that. And then he ends up leaving you again. No, absolutely not. Ain't no ex gonna be calling me being like, oh, I'd be like, first of all, how the fuck you get my number again? Huh? And then I'd be like, no, sorry. Sucks you went through that. But hey, find somebody else. Not my problem. You know? The only time an ex has ever hit me up was like a while back ago. Back in Idaho. And it was funny how it worked too. Because I was doing the lives in Idaho too. And she had jumped in one of my lives. Like, because it tells me the names of people that pop in. And so for some reason, like, I was like, when I had looked at the screen, I saw her name. And I was like, that can't be her. And then I clicked on her name in the profile, like, it shows like a little profile thing. And it was her. And I'm like, in my head, I kind of like lost my train of thought and stuff. And I was like, what in the fuck are you in my life for? And then afterwards, she hit me up. She sent me a message saying like, oh, it was so nice seeing you on live. I was black. Hell no. Hell no. I got no time for that. You know, because me being like, oh, hey, like, how you been, girl? No. You're already allowing that to like turn into something. Fuck no. She was like, oh, you were so funny on live. Black. Cool. You missed out. Sorry. Not my fault. But yeah, I would not let myself. That's exactly, Monica, that's exactly what I said. It's funny because I posted that on social media. I was like, I didn't say bye, Satan. I was like, not today, Satan. I was like, not today. You ain't gonna get, nope. You ain't gonna catch me. I'm proud to say that I don't talk to none of my exes. I don't keep in contact with none of them. Who knows? They may be passed away and I don't even know. Cool. You know, like and that's how it should be. Like, it should just be like, once you guys separate, it's over. It sucks. Yeah. But then you should be doing your own thing. You shouldn't be like, because some people send the questions and be like, why is it that my ex keeps choosing these type of girls? Why are you watching your ex? First of all, okay, listen, let me flip it on you. Why are you paying attention to every move he makes? You shouldn't even know. Like, again, I don't know if my exes are with somebody, if there was somebody new, if they passed away, if they fucking turned and ended up being gay. I don't know. Beats me. Maybe they freaking changed their, who knows? Bobby don't give a fuck. Absolutely, I don't. You know, I wish the best for them, you know, just like everybody else. I wish the best for you in life. I wish your happiness and whatever. But do I care what you're doing and who you're dating and who you're seeing? Absolutely the fuck not. Because it's funny. And even when people tell me stuff, I'm just like, I don't want to know. Because I remember one time I had a buddy telling me about an ex. He was like, "Oh, did you see so and so?" And the moment I heard the name, I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I don't care, dude." I was like, I'm not trying to like. And I told him, I was like, I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, but honestly, I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care anything they do, nor do I want to know anything they do. That's just me. I honestly do not give a fuck, you know, and not in a bad way. Meaning like, I hope something bad happens to them. We're done. We're strangers now. All of my exes were strangers now. You know how that meme goes around? Be like, oh, you went from this to being strangers. That's how it should be. Like, to be honest, that now having kids, co-parenting, I know it's a different situation. I get it. You have to be in communication with them because of co-parenting. I understand that. But your boy ain't got no kids. So, and if your person doesn't have any kids, he shouldn't be talking to their ex. Right? Just saying. The only kids I got are liquid form. You feel me? All right, we're going to do one more. Hold on. Oh, this one's good. My ex still watches all my stories but hasn't spoken to me in a year, and it bothers me more than it should. And you know what you need to do, girl? You know what you need to do? Like, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to say. Block them. Remove them. Whatever. Don't even be in no communication to. Well, you said that you haven't communicated with them, but if they watch your stories and you're noticing that they're watching your stories, you block them. You remove them. Hey, like, stop watching my stories, bitch. Boom. And that's it. And if they make other fake, like other profiles and stuff, yeah, block that one too. Now IG has this nice feature where if they make an account through like their main account, because you know how you can have multiple accounts, guess what? It blocks that account too. So now you don't got to worry about it. But you know, like that's the easiest thing to do. And same goes for the people who like, oh, I used to talk to this guy, but then they ghosted me, but they still watch my stories. If it blocks you, if anybody in your stories right now, it doesn't matter who it is, If it bugs you that they watch your stories, block them, remove them. Like, instead of complaining to somebody, right? Be like, can you believe so and so watches my stories? Well, yeah, because you don't fucking block her. Block them. That's it. If somebody's in my stories I do not like, if I find out like an ex is in my stories or something, fuck out of here. You know, like, or if there's somebody I don't like, guess what I do? Guess what? Block. You know, that easy. Guess what? And then if you give me, because I know if you give me one of these, you know, and then you're in my stories, block. Okay, you better be careful because you cross block. If you still have them, you know, you want your attention, you block, and period, absolutely. Why even care? Block them for sure. Absolutely, block them. Absolutely. Okay, there's no, you know how peaceful it is when you don't have to worry about that? Because life is already difficult. Everybody's going through issues, right? Maybe you're going through like stress because of other stuff, you know, X, Y, and Z, right? Why add to your stress and you'll be like, oh my God, my ex is watching my story. Like, it's so annoying. Block his ass. Or do you want his attention? Is that why, like, you're low-key happy that he's watching your story? Throw blocks everywhere? Absolutely. Like, we throwing them. Like, you should see my list of blocked people. Like, I have a list of them. Okay, because if I don't want you in my stories, then you're not gonna be in my stories. If I don't want you following me, you're not gonna be following me. Okay, it's so much more peaceful that way. It's so peaceful hitting the block button. Absolutely, absolutely. So, but again, well, see, here's another thing. Let me know what you guys think, because I actually had somebody. For those that don't know, I also do the one-on-one sessions. And the question was, because she's talking to somebody new, but she doesn't like that they still follow each other on social media. Now, and she was like, is that okay that they do? Even if you have a baby daddy, baby mama, whatever the case, you shouldn't be following them on social media. That's just me. Okay, what do you guys think? Is it okay to follow somebody you're not with on social media? You know, whether it be like baby daddy, baby mama, is it okay? No, nope, I agree. Nope, hell no. See, yeah, absolutely not. Like, I don't think you should absolutely not. No, that's creepy. Nope. Yeah, and so that's what I told her too, that I would not, like, it's not okay, because that relationship is over. I have all, nope, for what? Literally, what is the point? I have everybody I've been exes with blocked. We don't need to have no type of communication, no nothing. Now, if you're single, do whatever you want. If you want to follow them, go for it. If you want to follow your exes, go for it. If you still want to talk to them, go for it. Fine, whatever. But the moment you get in a relationship with somebody, things need to change. Because no, it's not okay. Just because you're used to talking to your ex because you were single, it's not the same when you're in a relationship. So, how about pics? How pics? No, I don't think you should have pictures with your exes. Granted, give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Because sometimes, like, say it's an old picture, maybe they forgot to delete it, you know? But if you told them, hey, like, I thought you were going to take this picture down, and they didn't take it down, or they didn't do anything about it, that's a little different. Because I'm sure, like, if you scroll through your photos and stuff, maybe there's photos you forgot to delete, get rid of, just because you never really go back that far in your camera roll, right? And so give people the benefit of the doubt. But if you tell them and then they continue to do it, that's a different problem. That's when it becomes a problem. So, yeah, that's why I don't think you should. Even if it's your baby daddy, baby mama, you shouldn't still have photos up. Like, if you keep photos because of the kids are in there, and, you know, I get that. I understand that, you know, it's memories for the kids. I get that. But that should be stored away somewhere else, right? That shouldn't be like on your screensaver or something, right? It shouldn't be at your cover photo, right? Like a family picture of everybody. You know what I mean? So I get it, right? Because in an album for them, see, absolutely. Like you put something away for your kids because even though you're not together, you still want to have those memories. Because I would appreciate it. Like if my parents were separated, I would have appreciated it from my mom to save those photos for me. I understand. So I understand like there's some people who also feel that way. So I get that. But it's different if it's like a screensaver. It's different if it's like you in their bedroom they have a picture of, you know what I mean? Like it's a little different. I print them out and I put them in a box for my kid, erase them from my phone. See something like that. That's what it should be. And you shouldn't be following each other on social media. Like that's just it. Like if you want to disagree with me, then cool. But it should, because I don't follow nobody I've been with. You know, I delete everything. Absolutely. Like I delete shit and I get rid of shit. You know, and again, don't get mad at somebody because maybe they forgot to delete something. Maybe they forgot to take something down. Maybe they had a photo up and they completely forgot because it was like downstairs and like it was a room that they never go to, right? Again, give people the benefit, because I hate it when people get upset and they're like, why do you have that up? Being like, fuck, I forgot that was even there. Right? Because I remember back in Idaho when I was moving out, when I was going to come out here, like nobody found it, but I found this old box that an ex had gave me that had a bunch of photos, and I'm like, I fucking still have that. I completely forgot I had it, and I was like, oh, and I threw it away, you know. But imagine if somebody would have found it and been like, why'd you keep this box? I was shocked I still had it. Like I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, when I first saw it, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I like opened it, I'm like, I still have that? And I remembered what it was, but I was like, fuck, I still have it? Completely forgot. And then guess what? In the trash. Because that relationship had been over for who knows how long, right? And so that's why give people the benefit of the doubt. But if it's something that you brought up and they clearly didn't care, that's when it's a different issue, right? So, but anyways, I'm going to hop off. Shout out to everyone who listened to today's podcast episode. It's about healing and holding yourself accountable. So if you haven't listened to that, Uncomfortable Convos, definitely go check that out. Toxico Scents, they're out now. So if you can get it off the TikTok shop. So if you click the little thing there, you can get them. I'm gonna have all the scents. This one is not on there yet on TikTok shop, but it's on over here. Hold on. I'll show you where you can get it right now. Oh wait, did I delete it? Oh no. You can get it right here. That's where you can get it. You can get it right there. And I have all my scents over there. They're gonna be all on TikTok shop soon. I'm just waiting to get everything approved. So shout out to the people who have purchased them. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. A lot of them got shipped out yesterday. So or not yesterday, this morning. So thank you to everybody who has purchased them. And if you do get one, please leave me a review on there, because that's what helps the TikTok shop grow. And I got a lot of scents coming. Like some of the ones that are coming, it's called, one of them for the ladies is called I'm Fine. You know, and what was the other one that I called? Left on Red is a guy one that's coming out. I have Casi Algo, Red Flag, After Midnight. So, and yes, thank you, Bell's Beauty. That's where you can get them. If not on TikTok shop, because again, I'm trying to get them all approved. So, but anyways, Thursday we're gonna answer some more questions. I got a lot more. So if you guys had fun, make sure you guys join in on Thursday. But anyways, I will see you guys there, and se la lavan, because I can smell you from all the way over here. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Okay? No, I'm joking, but not joking.